Welcome to tonight's session. Please close your eyes and let your breathing be easy and relaxed. Decide that you're willing to let the normal rhythm of your everyday life be interrupted for these 20 minutes together today. There is something very special about stepping into this space and then stepping out of it and stepping into it again. It helps calibrate a new baseline for your consciousness, your awareness, your health, your happiness, your ability to feel that you can be just who you are. So we do this every day for a little bit. We don't expect you to sit for 12 hours and meditate to try to connect with us. This is not healthy. Live your life, but live it from a healthier place, from a more conscious, intentional place in which you deal with your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts and your desires and fears in a conscious, grounded way. So please scan your body to notice where there may be tension that you picked up today or the last few days. Please decide that it's fine if you have tension, but that during our time together today, you are willing to let it go. Some of it will leave at the mere suggestion, the mere hint, as we have just done. Some of it will not, and please let this be okay. Please send cords from the bottoms of your feet and your root chakra, also known as the first chakra, down into the earth. And on your inhales, begin breathing the energy of the earth fully up in your body. If this is new to you, you can opt to invite the energy of earth to come into your body while you inhale. Or if you are practiced or this is comfortable for you, you can actively draw it in on your breath. Eventually, we want you to become practiced at actively drawing it in, pulling it into your body. If you are drawing it in, you are noticing that this energy has a particular kind of vibration. It is slower than you, slower than your mind and your brain, slower than your to-do list, slower than your awareness of your commute, whatever it is. Thank the earth for always being available to you 24/7, always offering you this baseline energy that you can tune up your baseline to. As you inhale this energy, bring it all the way up through the entirety of your body. Make sure it gets all the way up to your shoulders and down to your fingertips. And then also up through your neck to the top of your head, your crown. Take a couple of breaths and trace it, making sure it gets to each of these terminus points. I would like for you to decide that in this moment, right now, sitting here with us, that everything is okay. Everything is fine. And that you are safe. I want you to decide that, in general, you are strong enough to be compassionate with all parts of you that speak, and realize that when they speak, you feel. So decide to be compassionate with all parts of you, no matter what you are feeling. Meeting parts of self with compassion is the only way to soothe the ones that are hurt, to feed the ones that are hungry for love and validation and support, and to reassure the ones who are not sure that you are safe. Compassion, acceptance, grounded and firm so that you are in charge, but kind and compassionate. Decide once again that you are strong enough to be compassionate with all parts of you who speak, and knowing that they speak through feelings. Now I'd like for you to call in your guidance team, whether you know who they are or not, whether you consciously work with them or not. Let them know, your own spirit guides, that you are open to receiving their support and insight now and also going forward. Thank them in advance for all they do, and let them know that you are willing to learn the language they use to communicate with you. It is different for each person. For some people, it's a subtle knowing, where their intuition is augmented. For some people, it's a visceral knowing. For others, it's through dreams, whether dreams seem important or there are actual meetings in dreams with guides. Many different ways, synchronicities, seeing the same billboard 20 times in a week that you'd never noticed before, but you figured has been there. All kinds of things. Thank them in advance for what they do for you, and let them know you are willing to learn their language. Now, please decide that on any stress and tension that you've picked up today or the last few days, that you're willing to let it go now and gather it up in the center of your field and send it down through the cords into the earth and thank the earth for receiving it. Send it on your exhales. Then on your inhales, go back to breathing the energy of the earth fully up into your body. That may seem a little acrobatic to some, and that's okay. But we want you to get used to using your breath to move energy. Breath and intention will move energy. Now, if you are open to receiving energy work tonight from Metatron and Djehuty through this channel, please decide that you're willing to be affected for the better by the vibration in the channel's voice. You perhaps have been relaxing into it thus far, but make the decision you are fully open to being changed by it. And also let us know silently in your mind if you are interested in receiving energy work tonight from the three of us together. We do not go anywhere without direct permission. Every time we do this, we ask permission. It's a good rule of thumb for you to think about with boundaries in your own life. In about 10 seconds, we'll begin bringing energy through to you. And now, please decide once again that in this moment, everything is fine and you are safe. Decide that you are willing to view all elements or all things in your life, situations and people, dynamics, dilemmas, confusions, that you are willing to see each and every one as a part of your learning journey, even if you cannot yet discern why it is with you. In other words, we want you to give the universe, life, your guides, other people the benefit of the doubt that there are karmic contracts being played out, and that you are in a process of learning things, new things, through being challenged, that ultimately will serve your highest good, even if you cannot see it in the moment. Decide you're willing to give life the benefit of the doubt. Realize that our perspective on you, how your soul sees you, is how we see you, that you're a portion of divine intelligence or divine consciousness, and you are here to learn how to be a human, to, in time, connect with the power that you have, which is free will, and to ultimately align your power of choice and free will with what you know is true and what serves you best, which is to say, from a loving place, a loving motivation. You all begin with fear-based choices. At least at a certain point, you go from love into fear, and then you have to go back into love again. This is the journey. So anything that's in your life that's vexing or confusing, whether it's a relationship or a dynamic or a workplace situation, a family situation, something about your own choices and behaviors, decide now that you're willing to see each of these as a vehicle for you to learn about the power of choice. We're going to activate each chakra in turn. We want you to imagine this with us. First, the root chakra, activating it. It is located around the anus. Gently begin spinning it. You can just even put your attention on this part of your energy field. Realize that your feet up to this spot around your anus is root chakra. So if you have issues with legs or feet or knees, it is root chakra based. And now adding the second chakra slightly above that. It's below the navel. related to the genitalia physically, and some of the organs in the lower digestive system and waste elimination area. Imagine these two chakras spinning simultaneously, deciding that whatever you cannot use that may be stored in there, just asserting your divine will. Just take it out for a spin. You don't even have to know what's in here that you can't use, though you may think of family or clan or community and nation issues, root chakra, or relationship, creativity, sexuality issues with the second chakra. But just know with absolute certainty that you are powerfully, intentionally getting rid of everything that you cannot use and everything that does not belong to you from these two lower chakras. You will it to happen. It begins to happen even without your conscious mind's categories and inventorying and lists. Asserting this divine will, your power as a soul living a human life, mostly on the Earth timeline, you hear what soul is through religious doctrine, and you are, unfortunately, misled, from one lens, unfortunately, because now you must unlearn it. Now you are speaking with us. We are in your space. We are in your body, actually. We are talking to you daily. We're asking you to adapt to our version or our view of you, our interpretation of who you are and what is happening. So decide that all definitions of self from community and family and from individual interactions with others can go. Assert your divine will that which you can no longer use from the first and second chakras goes down through the cords into the earth, and thank the earth for receiving these energies. Decide you are finished with old, outmoded ideas, self-conceptions, issues, beliefs, attitudes, the energies and expectations of other people. Decide you are finished with them. Now, quickly moving on to the third chakra, activating that. That is the solar plexus. It is above the navel. Activating all three together. Imagine these three spinning together. If your mind says, oh, that's confusing, just drop the mind, let it take a nap. Spin all three together, intend it. This is your divine will in action. Take it out for a spin. Spinning all three lower chakras, decide that I alone define who I am. Decide that old ideas of who you are, outmoded beliefs, judgments from the past, perceptions of failure. Decide you cannot possibly use these energies any longer or ever again to tell you who you are. Assert your divine will by deciding that you can no longer use these energies. You choose to be free of them. Send old ideas of who you are down through the cords into the earth, and thank the earth for receiving these energies. Spend 3 or 4 or 5 more breaths pushing this excess energy from this chakra and anything left over from the first and second down through the cords into the earth. Spend this time pushing, using your divine will. The difference between a person who has decided or who has perhaps not decided to own his or her power as a divine being and a person who has is merely the decision, making the decision. When you make the decision to own your power as a divine being, you must accept responsibility for all that has happened to you. And you must accept responsibility while refusing to judge or criticize yourself for having created pain or misunderstanding, discomfort, confusion. Accept responsibility while knowing that you are strong enough to be compassionate with all parts of you. So once again, decide that no matter what has happened in the past, no matter what comes up for review, whether in the first, second, or third chakras or any others, decide that you are strong enough to be compassionate with all parts of you when they speak through feeling. One more round, all 3 chakras, activating these. Decide that all debris that's ready to leave from these portions of your energy field and consciousness and body. Decide you cannot possibly use outmoded, old, or others ideas of who you are or negative views of who you are, and send these down through the cords into the earth and thank the earth for receiving those energies. And then take a moment of pause and just allow this energy from the earth on your inhales to come up through your body. Allow it to fill your body and relax for just a moment, letting all of this settle for a moment. Please decide once again, I alone define who I am. Thank all the people in your life from the past and the present, whether groups, including family, or individuals, including family members and or friends and love relationships, and groups of which you have been part. Just do a blanket thank you to all those people and groups and all the situations and dynamics for showing you options about who you could be. Realize when people think you should be something, they are divine beings offering you a model of who you could choose to be. Thank them for giving you options, and then decide once again, I alone define who I am. Now, we are focusing on the third chakra tonight, if you have not noticed. I alone define who I am is a third chakra affirmation. If you do this enough, the, so to speak, impurities, negativity, and doubt will rise to the surface as bits. Think about the molten metal with impurities rising to the surface. The more you do this with this, any affirmations with any chakra, but particularly the third one today, the more that you do this, the more that parts of you who are afraid of your power to make choices, your power to define who you are, who are doubtful that you are strong enough to do anything or to do what you intend, these parts of you will come to the surface and they will speak to you through feeling states, and you will be feeling. You will think this is who you are. This is why it is so critical to have a daily practice where you connect with us, or some higher version of consciousness, so that you are not fooled by feeling states that you carry, that they are who you are. Now focus for a moment on the energy on your inhales, breathing the energy of the earth up through your body, and follow it from your feet all the way up through your legs and to your hips, up through your torso. And on the first breath, all the way up to your shoulders, then out to your hands and fingertips. And then on the next inhale, following it all the way up the same path, but through your neck to the top of your head to your crown. Be aware right now of what it feels like to be in your body. Scan your body. Be aware of what it feels in and on your body. Decide that right now, in this moment together, everything is fine and you are safe. Decide that because you are safe, it is okay to relax. Decide once more that any tension you may have carried in, any tension that may have been building for the last weeks or months, the last few days, and all the energies of other people, decide that you cannot possibly use this stress or the energies of others, even those to whom you are lovingly connected. You cannot possibly use these energies to tell you who you are, because you alone define who you are. Take a slow moment and gather those up in the center of your field. just assert your will, everything that doesn't belong to me and everything that's outmoded, all the stress, gathering that up in the center of your field. You can imagine a little cyclone in the center of your field collecting this dust and debris and cobwebs and spider webs and dust bunnies and all those little bushes that run through the towns in the west. When you get this image of desolation, all those little bits of debris, gather them up in the center of your field. Decide you cannot possibly use them any longer and send them down through the cords into the earth and thank the earth for receiving these energies. Deciding you're free from these judgments, fears, and ideas and energies of others from the past and the present. Now this brings us to the end of our time together. Any energies a channel may have loaned to you as we do energy work through him with you, it's going to call back to himself, and anything he may have borrowed from you is giving back. And please echo that from your own perspective. You are welcome to call on Djehuty and Metatron at any time using these recordings or just in general. We will always come through for you. But with the channel, the boundary thing is important. Thank you for your time and energy, your support and intention, and we will happily talk to you tomorrow for day 17. Good night.